Hey everyone, it's Kim Seagross from Harbor Square. Hope you guys are all doing well. Hope this video comes out great. It's our first try on it, testing it out, so we'll do some yoga together. So find a nice, comfortable seat, maybe with your legs crossed, maybe up on the block if you want to get your hips above your knees. I like to do that because it gives my hips a chance to open up before we start moving. And I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Open mouth, side out. One more time, deep breath in. Hold. Open mouth, side out. Then start to breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. On your inhales, allow your belly to expand and your rib cage to expand. Feel the breath all the way into your collarbones. And slowly, gently exhale. Deep breaths in. Slow, gentle exhales. We'll take 4 or 5 long, slow, deep breaths. With each inhale, see if you can lengthen it just a little and match it on your exhale. We'll do a breath exercise together. We'll inhale for 3, hold the breath for 2. The first round we'll exhale for 4 counts, the second round 5, and then 6. Empty your lungs all the way out. Deep breath in for 1, 2, 3, hold. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, hold. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, hold. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take 2 rounds of breath at your own pace. And inhale, reach your arms overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart. 2 more like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. 1 more. Inhale, reach up. Hold your arms overhead. Exhale, right hand comes down beside you. Left arm reaches up and then over. Deep bend in your right elbow. Inhale, back out just a little. Exhale, sink into your stretch. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, brings your right arm up. Exhale, left hand beside you. Right arm reaches up and then over. Deep bend in your left elbow. And inhale, back out just a little. Exhale, sink into your stretch. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, brings your left arm up. Exhale, fingertips to the mat in front of you. Start to walk your hands forward. Maybe rock side to side. When you find your edge, drop your head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, allow that release through your low back. Deep breath in. Exhale, release it 1 millimeter further. 1 more deep breath. And then on an inhale, walk your hands in and around behind you. Rock side to side. And when you're ready, on an inhale, lift your hips. Head drops to your shoulder blades. And exhale, hips back down to the mat or to your block. Hands to your knees if your legs are crossed. Then switch the opposite leg is in front. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Walk your hands forward. Noticing the difference in how your hips feel if your legs cross this way versus the other. Drop your head. Deep breath in. Exhale, allow that release in your low back. Deep breath in. Exhale, release it 1 millimeter further. 1 more deep breath. And then on an inhale, walk your hands in and around behind you, rock side to side. When you're ready, inhale, lift your hips. Head drops to your shoulder blades. Exhale, hips come back down to the mat. Hands to your knees. We're going to make our way onto all fours. So you can either walk your hands forward and roll over your knees, or uncross your legs, feet come around behind you, setting up for cat and cow. On an exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, arch your back, look forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. One more, exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And then start to add any movement that helps to warm up your spine. So you could stay with that motion. You could rock side to side. You could come a little further forward and a little further back in your cat and cow. Or maybe some hip circles would feel best for you. And then find a neutral spine somewhere between your cat and cow. Walk your hands a little further in front of your shoulders, toes tuck under. Use your abdominals to lift your hips up, downward dog. Pedal your feet right and left. Get some blood flowing through your calves and through your hamstrings. And then on an inhale, lift up high onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, drops your knees toward the mat so they're hovering. Then inhale, abdominals, lift your hips back up. Exhale, drop your heels. We'll take 3 more like that. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, drop your knees, so hovering. Inhale, hips lift you back up. Exhale, drop your heels. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop your heels. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop your heels. This time, inhale up to the balls of your feet. Core pushes you forward into plank. Lengthen your body if you need to. And on an exhale, abdominals, lift your hips, downward dog. 1 more like that. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, core pushes you forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Inhale to a low cobra. In your low cobra, squeezing your shoulder blades together, elbows pushing toward each other. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, core lifts you up through all fours. Exhale to child's pose. We're going to create a little cobra flow here. Inhale, come forward into a modified plank. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Inhale to your low cobra. Squeeze your glutes to protect your low back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, core lifts you through all fours. Exhale, child's pose. We're going to take 3 more rounds like that. Inhale, forward, modified plank. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, core lifts you up. Exhale, child's pose. 1 more round. We'll all meet in child's pose, no rush. In your child's pose, deep breath in. Open mouth, side out. 1 more time, deep breath in. Open mouth, side out. And inhale, come up to all fours. Toes tuck under, abdominals, lift your hips, downward dog. Inhale, reach your right foot up toward the ceiling. If it's okay on your hip, then start to open it up. Then bend that lifted knee. Let your knee reach up toward the ceiling. And on an inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, right foot steps forward outside your right hand. We're moving into a lizard lunge. There's lots of variations for this. You can drop that back knee down onto the mat. This is your first variation. You can also turn your right toes out. You can roll to the outer edge of your foot. You can choose, do you stay on your palms or do you lower down onto your forearms, either onto a block or onto the mat. And you have the option to tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee. So you choose whichever variation feels right for you. We'll hold for 3 breaths. And then we'll change up our variation together. So if you're on your forearms, come back up to your palms. If your back knee is lifted, go ahead and set it down onto the mat. On an inhale, bring your right hand to your right knee. Your torso starts to twist open. Try to keep your hips flat so the twist is coming from the center of your spine. And then bend your back leg. So you're adding a quad stretch. You can stay right here. You can reach your right hand up toward the ceiling. And you can reach it around behind you, looking for that pinky toe side of your foot. One more deep breath. And now an exhale, start to unwind. Right hand comes back down to the mat. Back toes tuck under, your knee lifts. Inhale, right foot reaches up toward the ceiling. Exhale, set it down. Other side. Inhale, reach your left foot up. If it's okay on your hip on this side, then start to open it up. Bending your lifted leg, knee reaches up toward the ceiling. Then inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, step it forward outside your left hand. Looking for that lizard variation on this side. So you can decide. Back knee starts down onto the mat. Do you turn your left toes out? Do you roll to the outer edge of your foot? Do you lower down onto your forearms, either onto a block or onto the mat? And do you tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee? You choose which variation feels right for you on this side. One more deep breath. And then we'll change our variation together. So if your back knee is lifted, go ahead and set it down. If you're on your forearms, come back up onto your palms. On an inhale, bring your left hand to your left knee. Torso starts to twist open, and then bend your back leg. You can stay right here. Or on an inhale, you can reach your left hand up, and exhale, reach it around behind you, looking for your pinky toe side of your foot. Adding that quad stretch. One more deep breath. And then on your exhale, start to unwind. Left hand comes back down to the mat. Back toes tuck under and your knee lifts. Inhale, reach your inhale, lift up high into the balls of your feet. Exhale, core pushes you forward into your plank. Lengthen your body if you need to so you're in one straight line. Exhale, core lifts your hips, downward dog. One more, inhale up to the balls of your feet. Core pushes you forward to plank. We're going to move into side plank. You decide knees up or knees down on your palms or on your forearms. Right hand comes to the middle of the mat. Hips open to your left. Left hand reaches up toward the ceiling. And then you choose whatever variation to hold for the next few breaths. So your bottom knee can be on the mat. Your feet can be stacked. They can be one in front of the other. You can lift your top leg. You can reach your top arm over your head toward the front of the room. Whatever feels right for you. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. Deep breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down to the mat and we'll switch sides. Weight in your left hand. Hips open to the right. Right hand reaches up toward the ceiling. And then choose your variation on this side. It can be the same or it can be different than your other side. Abdominals and glutes are tight just a little to maintain your stability. Deep breath in. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat. Inhale, rock forward on your toes. Slow as you can on your exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, lift your shoulders. Exhale, lift your legs. Squeezing your glutes to protect your low back. If you have low back issues, legs hip width distance apart is the best place for you to be. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale up through all fours. Exhale to child's pose. We'll take 3 deep breaths in child's pose. And on your next inhale, come up to all fours. Toes tuck under. Abdominals lift your hips, downward dog. Inhale up to the balls of your feet. Exhale, drop your knees toward the mat and step to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Palms together overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. We'll take one more round of that. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. This time, plant your palms and step back to downward dog. Inhale up to the balls of your feet. Exhale, drop your knees toward the mat. Step your right foot in between your hands. Pause here for a moment to rock forward and back, giving your back half a nice stretch. And on an exhale, back knee drops down to the mat. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, right hand comes down beside you. Left arm reaches up and then over. Nice deep stretch from your hip flexors all the way through to your fingertips. And inhale, brings your right arm up. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Left hand stays down, right hand reaches up, gentle twist. Deep breath in. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat. Hips push toward your heel. Find that runner stretch. So your front foot can be flexed, your toes can be pointed. You can turn your foot in or you can turn it out. It accesses different parts of your hamstring. And on an inhale, walk your hands forward, back toes tuck under. We'll step up into pyramid. So your back foot steps in a lot. Then inhale, bring your hands to your hips. Square off your torso. And on an exhale, hinge forward. And hands can stay on your hips. They can come down to your shin, down toward a block or toward the floor. You just want to make sure your hips stay in mostly flat position so that you're accessing your hamstring. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend both your knees a lot. Plant your palms, back foot steps to a lunge. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Pushing strongly into both your feet, pushing them away from each other creates stability. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop your back heel, open up into warrior two. So your front knee is bent with your knee over or behind your ankle. Track over your second and third toe. Arms to a T, and then squeeze your shoulder blades together, maybe find your triceps. On an inhale, straighten your front leg, palms together overhead. Exhale, sink back down, warrior two. Two more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reverse. Left hand back, right arm up. Exhale to side angle. Forearm comes to your quad. Left hand reaches up toward the ceiling. Choose any variation to flow with. Next, inhale, reverse. Exhale to your side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. One more. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, circle both hands down to the mat. Step back to a plank. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, drop your hips down to the mat and find either a low or a high cobra, whatever feels right for you. Deep breath in. Exhale, find a downward dog. Inhale up to the balls of your feet. Exhale, drop your knees toward the mat. Step your left foot forward. Pause for a moment to rock forward and back, giving your back half a stretch. And on an exhale, back knee drops down to the mat. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, left hand comes beside you. Right arm reaches up and then over. Nice deep stretch on that right side of your body. And inhale, brings your left arm up. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Right hand stays down, left hand reaches up. You want to keep your hips as flat as you can so that twist comes from the center of your spine. Deep breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down to the mat, hips push toward the back. Find that runner stretch on this side. The front foot can be flexed, toes can be pointed. You can turn them in or you can turn them out. And on an inhale, walk your hands forward. Back toe stuck under. We'll step up into pyramid. Back foot steps in a lot. Inhale brings your hands up to your hips. Square off your torso. Then hinge forward into your hamstring stretch. Hands can stay on your hips. Come down to your quad, your shin, down toward the block or toward the floor. It'll all depend on the flexibility of your hamstrings. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend both your knees a lot. Plant your palms back for the steps to a lunge. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Pushing strongly into both your feet, pushing them away from each other to create stability. Deep breath in. Exhale, open it up into warrior two. So your back heel sets down. Front knee over behind your ankle. Track over your second and third toe. Pushing both your feet into the mat, energetically pulling them toward each other to engage your inner thighs. Squeezing those rhomboid muscles together in the center of your spine. Then inhale, straighten your front leg, palms together overhead. Exhale, sink back down, warrior two. Two more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reverse, right hand back, left arm up. We'll exhale to side angle. Forearm comes to your quad. Right hand reaches up toward the ceiling. You choose whatever your variation is to flow with. Next, inhale, reverse. Exhale to your side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. One more. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, circle both hands down to the mat. Step back to plank. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, drop your hips down to the mat and find your low or high cobra. Squeezing your glutes to protect your low back. Deep breath in. Exhale, find your downward dog. Inhale up to the balls of your feet. Exhale, drop your knees toward the mat and step or very lightly hop to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Palms together overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Close your eyes for 2 deep breaths. Take one more deep breath in. Open mouth, side out. And slowly blink your eyes open. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, sink into a chair pose. In your chair, weight should be in your heels, toes should be able to wiggle around. And then you decide, feet together, or if you have low back issues, maybe try hip width distance apart. Engage your quad, your glutes, and your abdominals to maintain stability. Don't let your quads do all the work. And then decide, are your arms okay over your head? Would it be better if you're out in front and then pull your shoulders back? Better still, hands together at your heart. Then on an inhale, lift up high onto the balls of your feet. Pause for your exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop your heels forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Palms together overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more round. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, sink into your chair. Inhale up to the balls of your feet. Pause for your exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop your heels forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. This time, plant your palms and step back to downward dog. Inhale up to the balls of your feet. Exhale, drop your knees toward the mat. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. We're going to take a few breaths in your high lunge here. So pushing both your feet into the mat, energetically pushing them away from each other, maintain stability. So you should be able to move your upper body around and still not fall over. Sink a little bit deeper in your front knee. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop your back heel, open up, warrior two. We're going to take about 5 deep breaths in our warrior two. So start by pushing your feet into the mat, energetically pulling them toward each other. Shoulders are mostly over your hips. Find your knee tracking over or behind your ankle. Arms to a T, squeezing those muscles in between your shoulder blades, and then find your triceps. Deep breath in. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper into your front knee. One more deep breath. Then inhale, straighten your front leg, palms together overhead. Exhale, sink down, warrior two. Two more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reverse, left hand back, right arm up, pause for the stretch. And then we'll find triangle. Inhale, straightens your front leg. Exhale, right hand reaches way to the front and then drops inside your right leg. Left hand reaches up toward the ceiling. You want your torso to be open and parallel to the wall. Both legs are as straight as you can get them without locking them. Pushing both your feet into the mat, pushing them away from each other. If you want to try a different variation, you can take your left hand and wrap it around behind you, maybe finding that crease in your hip, and then reach your right hand out straight. One is not better than the other. It's just different options for you to try. And then we'll hold for 3 more breaths. If your neck allows, look up toward the ceiling, giving your neck a nice stretch. And then your next inhale, rise up into warrior two. Pause for your exhale. Inhale, reverse, left hand back, right arm up. We'll exhale to side angle. Forearm starts on your quad, left hand reaching up toward the ceiling. We're gonna hold for about 5 breaths. You can choose any variation that works for you. If you like to do a bind, you can wrap that left hand around behind you. Right arm comes underneath your right quad. See if you can find your fingertips to interlace together and open your torso up. You can stay right in this first variation. You can let your right hand reach down toward the floor or toward a block. You can have both arms reaching over your head like you're holding a giant beach ball. One more deep breath. So if you're in a bind, go ahead and start to release. Together, we'll take a deep breath in. Then exhale, both hands come down to the mat. You're in a lunge. Take a quarter turn to the left. You're in a wide-legged forward fold. On an inhale, lift halfway to a flat back. And exhale, fold. Let your head hang down toward the floor. Maybe walk your hands behind you, getting a little deeper stretch. And then inhale, your hands come back to center. We'll do some transverse lunges. On an inhale, walk your hands over to your right foot. Then inhale, walk your hands through center and over to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. One more each side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Then inhale, walk your hands back over to your right foot. Turn toward the front of the room. Walk your hands forward so your back leg starts to lift up off the mat. You want your lifted foot flexed, toes pointing down toward the ground. Then engage your quads, your glutes, and your abdominals and see where your hands lift up off the mat. And maybe they will and maybe they won't. One is not better than the other. It's just different options for you to try. And on your next inhale, bend both your knees a lot. Bring your left knee up with you. Hug it in. You're going to find your tree pose. So let your knee point out toward the side of the room. Then grab onto your foot and pull it either all the way above your knee. Let it rest below your knee or with your toes on the mat. And then let your arms be wherever they need to be to find your balance. And once you have found your balance, then add something that challenges your balance. So maybe it's moving your hands a couple inches. Maybe you need to wave your arms around. Or maybe you close your eyes. You're looking to change the way your gaze is because it forces you to pull in those transverse abdominis muscles and create long-term stability for you. One more deep breath. And on an inhale, hug your knee in. Exhale, dive it forward, back to a supported warrior three with your hands on the mat. Back heel pushing toward the back of the room. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop that lifted foot down to a lunge. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat. And then you choose any way back to downward dog that works for you. You can step back to down dog. You can flow through a mini vinyasa, coming forward into plank and lowering 3 inches down. Inhale to a cobra or maybe upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. In your downward dog, take a deep breath in. Open mouth, side out. One more time, deep breath in. Open mouth, side out. And inhale up to the balls of your feet. Exhale, drop your knees toward the mat. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, rise up to a high lunge. Taking a few breaths here, pushing both feet into the mat, energetically pushing them away from each other to create stability. Deep breath in. Exhale, open up into warrior two. So your left foot is to the front, right foot to the back. We're going to take about 5 deep breaths in our warrior two. So start by pushing your feet into the mat, energetically pulling them toward each other. Making sure your knee is over or behind your ankle, tracking over your second and third toe. Arms to a T and squeeze those raw body muscles in between your shoulder blades and find your triceps. And next, inhale, straighten your front leg, palms together overhead. Exhale, sink back down, warrior two. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reverse, right hand back, left arm up. Pause for a breath. And then we're going to move into triangle. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, left hand reaches way to the front of the room, drops inside your left leg. Right hand reaches up toward the ceiling. If your neck allows, look up toward the ceiling. If you want to try that different variation, you can wrap your right hand around behind you, left hand reaching out toward the front. Whatever feels right for you. And the next inhale, rise up into warrior two. Pause for your exhale. Inhale, reverse, right hand back, left arm up. We'll exhale to side angle. Forearm starts on your quad. Right hand reaching up toward the ceiling. You can choose any variation. So if you did your bind on the other side, you might try a bind on this side. Or play around with letting that bottom hand come down toward a block or toward the floor. Or maybe with both arms reaching over your head like you're holding the giant beach ball. One more deep breath. So if you're in that bind, go ahead and start to release. Together, we'll take a deep breath in. Exhale, both hands come down to the mat so you're in a lunge. Quarter turn to the right, so you're in that wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway to a flat back. Exhale, fold. This time we'll inhale, bring our hands to our hips. Inhale, brings your torso up halfway. Pause for your exhale. Inhale, bring your torso all the way up. Reach your arms overhead. Toes turned out. We'll sink into a deep goddess squat. Arms come to that goalpost position. Then inhale, straighten your legs. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, sink back down to your goddess squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. We'll take 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Hands come together at your heart. On your inhale, lift your left heel up. Pause for your exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop that heel. Inhale, right heel up. Pause for your exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop that heel. This time, inhale, both heels lift up. Pause for your exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop both heels forward fold. Feet come back parallel to each other. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk your hands over to your left foot. Turn toward the front. Keep walking your hands forward so your back leg lifts up off the mat. Lifted foot flex, toes pointing down toward the mat. Engage your quads, your gluteal abdominals, and seat. Your hands lift up off the mat. And on an inhale, rise to stand. Left knee comes up with you. We'll find our tree pose on this side. Knee starts to point out toward the side. And then you decide, do you bring your foot all the way above your knee? Does it rest below your knee or with your toes on the mat? As long as your foot's not touching your knee, push your foot into your leg back into your foot. Helps to create stability. Find your stable place first. Take a breath. And then add something that challenges your balance. You're looking to wiggle and wobble, forcing you to increase the strength of those transverse abdominis muscles. And if you fall, no big deal. Just come right back in. One more deep breath. And inhale, hug your lifted knee in. Exhale, diving forward, supported warrior three. That lifted foot heel pushes to the back of the room. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop your lifted foot to a lunge. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat and choose any way back to downward dog that feels right for you. In your down dog, take a deep breath in. Open mouth, side out. One more time, deep breath in. Open mouth, side out. And inhale up to the balls of your feet. Exhale, core pushes you forward into plank. Pause for a breath. Exhale, core lifts your hips, downward dog. One more, inhale up to the balls of your feet. Core pushes you forward into plank. We're going to move into side plank, so you decide, knees up or down on your palms or on your forearms. Right hand comes to the middle of the mat. Hips open to your left. Left hand reaches up toward the ceiling. Then choose any variation that feels right for you. Deep breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down to the mat and we'll switch sides. Weight in your left hand, hips open to the right. Right hand reaches out toward the ceiling, then choose your variation on this side. Deep breath in. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat. Inhale, rock forward on your toes. Exhale, slow as you can, lower all the way down to your belly. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, lifts your shoulders. Exhale, lifts your legs. Squeezing your glutes to protect your low back. Arms reach away from your back, any amount. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down, palms by your rib cage. Inhale, lift up through all fours. Exhale to child's pose. Wide knees if you can. Gives your belly some space to expand. We'll take 3 deep breaths in child's pose. And on your next inhale, walk your hands in to come to sitting on your heels. And then come out to all fours. Tuck your toes under. So all 10 toes are tucked under. And then walk your hands back. So you're sitting on your heels with your toes tucked under. So this is accessing that plantar fascial ligament in the bottom of your foot. Just giving it a little bit of love. Helps prevent things like plantar fasciitis. Then inhale, bring your arms up to a T. Exhale, right hand comes behind your head. Left arm reaches up and finds that elbow, and then find a nice deep stretch on the right side. And then inhale, arms come back to a T. Exhale, left hand comes behind you. Right hand finds your left elbow, and then lean it over. Then inhale, arms back to a T. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Untuck your toes, gently tap the tops of your feet onto the mat. And then walk your hands back so you come to sitting on your heels, but with the tops of your feet on the mat. So now we're just going to stretch the top of your foot. It might be enough for you sitting up straight like this. If you need a little different sensation, then start to walk your hands behind you. And if you still need a little bit more, you can start to lift your knees. Just make sure you feel it in the top of your foot. If you feel it in your knees, back out just a little. That's not quite right for you today. And on your next exhale, walk your hands forward slightly in front of your shoulders. Toes tuck under, core lifts your hips, downward dog. Inhale, reach your right foot up toward the ceiling. If it's okay on your hip, then you can start to open it up just a little. You can try things like setting your left forearm down onto the mat and getting a different sensation. And then on an inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, bring that right knee to your right elbow. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, right elbow again. Inhale, reach it back. One more time, exhale to your right elbow, and then we're going to find pigeon. So set your foot down, let your right knee set down. Walk your left foot back if you need to. Then untuck your toes. So there's lots of variations for pigeon. This is just one. One of my favorites is a starfish pose. So you bend your back knee a lot and then set your hips down. And then you would hinge forward at an angle. If you like more of that traditional pigeon, then you can let the back of your top foot be on the mat. Start to hinge yourself forward. And your third option is to flip over on your back and then cross your right ankle over your left knee. Push your right knee forward, pull in with your left knee. So you choose which variation feels best for you today in this moment in time. And for me, it's different every day. It's going to depend on what other type of exercise I did. So we'll hold for about 7 or 8 long, slow, deep breaths. Try to let your forehead rest on something. So that could be your fist. It could be the mat. You could grab a blanket or maybe a block. You just want to be able to let your neck muscles relax. Take 3 or 4 more long, slow, deep breaths. And we'll start to unwind from wherever you are. If you're in a traditional pigeon, you can walk your hands into the front of your front leg. Back toes tuck under and your knee lifts. And then core starts to lift your hips. Right foot reaches up toward the ceiling. On an exhale, set it down. Paddle your feet right and left. And then on an inhale, reach your left foot up. If it's okay on your hip on this side, you can start to open it up and then bend your lifted leg. And then maybe you drop down onto that right forearm just for a different variation. And on an inhale, straighten your left leg, square off your hips. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, reach it up. One more time, left knee to left elbow. And then we'll set that leg down and find your pigeon on this side. So you can bend that back knee a lot, setting your left hip down into that starfish pose. You can extend your right leg behind you, top of your foot onto the mat and hinge forward. You can flip over on your back with your knees bent, left ankle crossing over your right knee, pulling in with that right knee. Whatever variation feels best for you on this side. About 3 more long, slow, deep breaths. And when you're ready, start to walk your hands in so they frame your front leg. And unwind from wherever else you are. Back toes tuck under and your knee starts to lift. Hips start to lift. Left foot reaches up toward the ceiling. Exhale, set it down. Pedal your feet right and left. And then inhale up to the balls of your feet. Exhale, drops your knees all the way to the mat. Walk your hands back so you come to sitting on your heels. And then make your way all the way to a seated position with your feet out in front of you, knees bent. Slowly lower onto your back. I like to lower to one forearm, then the other, and then lower all the way down. Walk your feet to the wide edges of the mat, and then let your knees drop toward each other so you've got a half an inch or an inch of space in between your knees. They're not actually touching. So you're opening up your sacroiliac joints, creating a little bit more space for your sciatic nerve. And on your next inhale, walk your feet closer together. Hug your knees in, gently rock side to side, so you're giving your low back a nice gentle massage. And if a happy baby would feel good to you, then let the bottoms of your feet point up toward the ceiling. You can grab onto your feet, either the inner or outer edges of your feet, or maybe your peace fingers around your big toes. With your knees bent, gently pull down. You can still rock side to side in your happy baby. If you want to get a little extra hamstring stretch, you could extend one leg at a time into a half happy baby. You could extend both legs at a time. Whatever feels right for you. And if there's some other pose that's calling to you before we close out our practice, we'll take the next minute or so for whatever that means for you. So it could mean staying in happy baby. It could mean moving into a bridge, lifting your hips up, or maybe you want to do a wheel. Maybe a twist would feel right for you. Whatever you need. Two more deep breaths. And unwind from wherever you are. Curl yourself into a tight little ball. Let your forehead come up toward your knees. Squeeze every muscle in your body. Take the deepest breath of air in that you can. Squeeze one more time. And then open mouth, exhale. Send your feet to the front of the mat and find your final resting pose, Shavasana, in whatever shape or form that means for you. It allows your whole body to melt into the earth, relaxing every muscle, every joint, every ligament. Let your body feel heavy and your head feel light. Notice your inhales and your exhales. Allow your thoughts to come and let them go, and simply breathe. Let your next breath be a little deeper. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bend your knees and reach your arms up over your head. Gently roll onto one side. Keeping your eyes closed a moment longer, push into your hand and make your way to a comfortable seated position. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart. Plug your thumbs into your heartbeat for 2 deep breaths. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning, for sharing your energy virtually with all of us. Bring your thumbs to your forehead or your third eye. I honor the light and the teacher in you. Namaste. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me.